This is Sparta!
Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we've got a special community replay for you guys from none other than vTanker. If you guys don't know vTanker, he's an awesome guy. Dude can straight up put it down. Let's be honest. vTanker is a beast. He's in the Fame clan, I believe, and this replay is going to be brought to you in the Guerrilla 15. Tier 10 German tank destroyer that we all remember when I played Norbert. Now, the gun is extremely good. The extremely fast aiming time, coupled with the fact that it's a long barrel 15 centimeter, means that you're going to hit people really hard consistently. The bad news is, oh, that's nasty. Right through the side of the Emil 1's turret. Poor tier 8. It's just disgusting. The bad news is occasionally the gun will troll you. This tank also has very good mobility, but absolutely no armor. But what it does do very well is something that you can't do in a Waffentrager Alfie 100 and live to tell about it. He was spotted for quite a while, but he didn't get shot. Why? Because he's got a good camo rating, and he's not dreadfully slow with a giant target above his tank. So that is the best part about the Guerrilla. The aim time, the consistency, and the fact that you can shoot people and not have to worry about getting shot back every single time. Like, every single time somebody shoots at this thing, they are not guaranteed to hit and pin. You know, you're not going to hit a target this small all the time. It still will happen, especially if you get too close. But he's keeping his distance. He's the only guy holding down this right side. It is an encounter battle, so that's not too bad. He's going to fall back probably not much further than this. I'm wrong. He's going to keep going. I figure he would hold that side a little bit longer, but he doesn't have any spotting, and that's probably why he's pulling back. The light tank stayed all the way over to the railroad tracks. Again, you can't really blame him, because light tanks are trying to spot. Everybody's camping the railroad tracks, so why not stay with them? You know, the problem is, vTanker is literally one of the last people on this side of the railroad tracks, so he's got nothing. He's got a chieftain out there spotting. Can he help the chieftain? Can he do something without getting obliterated? And sure enough, he made the right decision, as great players usually do. Puts a shot right through the side of the T-10, who immediately goes down to the Sturv, and then their Volk T-44-100 premium tank just took out our Artie, which means we are at a serious disadvantage as far as just damage ability for the remainder of the battle. Luckily, I have a feeling that Mr. vTanker here is going to lay it down. We don't need no Artie, he says. Just look at him, just every shot on point. You gotta love it. He knows where to aim at tanks. He knows weak spots. That Death Star, a lot of people will shoot straight at the Death Star, and yes, that's a good thing, as long as you hit his hull. If you hit his, oh, look at this. And that's what I'm saying. He didn't even bother shooting the hull of the tank on the Waffle. Straight for the turret every single time. And that's what everybody does. Look, this guy's got no chance. I have no idea why he's doing that in a Waffle, but, you know, he's not the brightest. That being said, this Jag is about to get touched. There it is, right through the drive wheel almost, sneaking it right into the bottom plate. Now, at that sharp of an angle, it's hard to believe that the shell can pin, but it's a 15 centimeter shell, and it's not exactly slouching on its way in. Now, he's coming around to try to take a shot at the Volk. Volk's behind the ridgeline. We've got a T-54 lightweight and an Emil 1 pushing on our medium tank over there, and the Bat Chat is kind of taking it. Oh, shot into the side of a Jag. There it is. 846, guys. By this point, that Jag's got to realize that there's a big gun. Yeah, look, he's looking straight at him. Now he's got a Tortoise. At this range, he should be able to peg that Tortoise. Oh, Artie's coming. Ooh, Artie has moved up that left side, and that is terrifying. Either that was Artie, or it could have been the Death Star, I'll be honest. Could have been the Death Star that we saw earlier that he put a round into, but definitely some sort of high explosive coming straight for his face. Shot into the Tortoise's commander's hatch. Perfect. The Waffle has decided he lived long enough. He wants to come up and fight everybody. Or at least try to get at least one clip off before he dies. Tortoise is respotted and shot in through him again. Ouch. He hasn't even dipped into his heat, guys. Doesn't need to. That's how good this gun can be. When it behaves. It will troll you at times. And I don't know what it is about German guns that are supposed to be highly accurate. Sometimes they just decide they don't want to touch nothing.
Friendly vehicle destroyed.
We lose our ISU and our T-10 almost at the same time. The enemy tanks are winning by 1 tank at the moment. They have a 1 tank advantage, and they still have their artillery. At this point, if these guys get spotted, which they are now, they've got to start watching out for artillery, because if they sit still, that arty's got to be narrowing down on these guys. It's got to be. He'd be stupid not to be. These guys are ripping his team apart, and he has yet to even put a shell on these guys. That's why artillery is so important. Because if their arty had been paying attention, vTanker and these other guys probably be in a world of hurt. But because he's been looking elsewhere, most likely up on the hill at the cap, then these guys get away with this. And left to their own devices, these guys are just ripping the team apart. It's amazing. I love watching replays where guys just absolutely destroy the enemy team. And Jag's looking at you. Put the shot. Go, go. Oh, Jag actually didn't look at him. Nice. Jag decided to shoot at the Death Star here. And, or Death Star. Sturv. The Sturzwagen. Whatever you want to call it. He shot somebody else, and it didn't even look like he hit him. Because the Sturzwagen had about the same health he did the last time I saw him. So we've got 1 tank destroyer on the left. We've got the, I think it was a medium tank straight ahead. And if I remember correctly, we had that artillery over on the right, over at E1, F1. You can see somebody is pegging there right now. We've got, he chooses the AMX-50, and that was a great choice. Why? Because the ISU had just fired, and the AMX was pulling up to fire, and he's an autoloader. So that was a very, very good choice there. Just a veteran move. A lot of people would have just took the first shot they saw, and even though both tanks died very quickly, shooting the guy who had just fired makes no sense. So here we had the T-28 Prot hiding under the bridge, and that's not going to go well for him because he's about to get popped. Here it comes, and pow! Just ends him. Ends him. Now we have just the arty left, and like I said, I have a sneaking suspicion that that arty was over at F1, G1, somewhere in that neighborhood. So we'll see if I'm right. Just a sneaking suspicion, you know? Just don't want to... Oh, actually, he just fired. He is straight ahead. I am wrong 100%. He's at J1 or K1, and vTanker knows it. He's running as fast as he can, trying to get in there to shoot him as this Leopard 1 wants it too. Everybody wants the arty, and goodbye. Leopard fumbles, vTanker will not. Oh wait, I was gonna say, I say that, and then he waited literally. Nice game, vTanker. What do we end up with? This is gonna be a good one. 14 pins, and the grill is ridiculous.
It's over 9,000!
9,000 damage, 5 kills, 600 assisted. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.